I want to look at the 5 takeaways that I named last year and see if they are still true. Some of them are, and some of them are not. Here goes the first one.
Public school kids and charter school kids can definitely be the same kids.
So this is still valid, 100%. A big reason for this is the effects that the pandemic had on learning loss. A lot of families are wondering different ways and strategies how to get creative to recoup the learning that was lost when they were a part of a public school. There are all types of students coming. So it's not like if you work in a charter school, you're avoiding a certain demographic. Public school students and public charter school students are the same types of students, unless the charter school does some sneaky things to only appeal to a certain demographic. So the 3 things that some charters do to circumvent certain demographics are transportation, lunch, and the application process. They also implement strict uniform policies or hidden activity fees. Here goes the next update.
You don't need to be a highly qualified educator to be employed in a charter school.
So this one I'll say needs to be updated. So as charter schools are becoming more popular, like we mentioned before, there's a push to have more strict requirements for teachers. So check your local state guidelines. I anticipate that this requirement is going to continue to increase as charter schools are going to be, as they're becoming more popular and they're trying to remain competitive. And in the last video, I said that if you don't have a license, that going to a charter school would be a lot easier way to get your foot in the door in education. And I will double down on that, but I'll also say that with the great resignation that we're a part of right now, where people are leaving education in droves, it is also a little bit easier to get into public schools without a license as well. But on the flip side, if you already do have a license, I have noticed that people with licenses that are applying at charter schools are noticing that they can negotiate salary, because as the charter schools are trying to hit this 50% threshold and making sure that they hire teachers who are highly qualified, they are offering financial incentives where possible so that they can stay competitive with the public school district. The next one.
Oftentimes, there's a lack of financial resources.
I'll say that this one needs to be updated. In my first video, I had only been exposed to 2 very similar charter schools, but now I've seen more charter schools, some that are in far worse situations and some that are in far better situations. I've seen a school that is currently renting in an old church activity center, and I've seen another school where their gym is like better than the university that I attended. It's amazing. So the update here is that there's a huge difference between the amount of money that a charter school could have. In public school districts, they're more consistent with how they allocate the money to the school within their district. So you'll see more consistency between schools that are within the same public school district. Here goes the next one.
In charter schools, people wear multiple hats.
And this one, I double down, I triple down, 100%. We're searching for teachers to fill classrooms, we're searching for subs. A lot of charter schools now have to have an all hands on deck approach because there's just that much of a need. I know a charter school principal who is principaling as well as teaching in a math classroom. I know that there was someone we hired as a behavioral management specialist just to deal with behaviors, who is now taking over a 2nd grade classroom. And me, myself, hired as an instructional coach. I'm also splitting duties as testing coordinator and every now and then in the 1st grade classroom, as we all kind of share that responsibility as we're searching for a teacher. So it's definitely a all hands-on approach. We're wearing multiple hats because there's such a need. And honestly, I haven't worked in a public school since pre-pandemic, and I know that they're struggling with staffing as well. But if you know, let me know in the comment section down below how public schools are dealing with the lack of staffing. Here we go.
At the charter school is a lot more hands-on.
So as of right now, this is still true, but actually I anticipate that it's going to change soon. Again, as charter schools are becoming more popular, now they're increasing their expectations for performance. And you know that you have to inspect what you expect, and as we're expecting greatness, I do anticipate that the inspection process, the teacher evaluation, is going to become more rigorous, and they're going to be more hands-on, and they're going to be more uniform in their approach and a little less hands-off and a little less autonomy. But as of right now, there still is. But I will also say that if you're getting results in your classroom, you're probably going to be left alone. And that goes for charter school, that goes for public school as well, because regardless of the school that you teach in, charter school, public, whatever it is, the fact of the matter is that our priority is to grow students and to help students realize their full potential. And an amazing way to do that is by setting and achieving goals, because what goal setting does is it gets students invested in growth. And like I always say, we can take willingness and turn it into mastery.